Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to KunfO's audio commentaries. Today we have a Protoss vs. Terran for you guys on Metalopolis between two Korean players. Here we have Focus as the Protoss player. Obviously I'm just reading that for you guys as I am fluent in Korean, obviously. And Maka here at the 12.5 o'clock position, I guess you could say, as the Terran player. Now, I've been getting some feedback from you guys on my channel. Make sure to check out KunfO SC2 YouTube channel and subscribe right away. And leave comments if you feel like there's something I can improve on. Some of the things you guys have been saying is that I should be getting more excited in my cast, so I made sure to have an extra cup of coffee before I started this, in case you can't tell by my excessive talking. Another thing you guys said is to not state the obvious so much, so I will be sure not to say that this supply depot just went down for the Terran player, or that this Protoss player got a pylon. I will not say that at all, so do not worry. Another thing I've been thinking about for you guys is that I've been doing mostly Protoss games, as I am a Protoss player myself. This series of commentaries is designed mostly to teach you guys how to become better players, but if you'd rather me transition to more entertainment-based commentaries, maybe cover up this replay bar, just let me know. Any comments you would like to leave would be great. Now, this player here, Focus, is a ex-Warcraft 3 player, I believe. I believe he used to be in the MYM clan, very high-level player in Warcraft 3. Warcraft 3 players doing quite well so far in StarCraft 2, actually, mostly because the metagame has not really developed to the point where macro builds early on are very common or strong. And I think that's probably more a function of Blizzard's maps being quite short, with short rust distances, really designed, I think, for more micro-oriented games. But I think we'll be seeing some more macro maps in the future, as we've already seen a lot from the iCup guys. Okay, now, while we have a lull in the action, a few things about my channel. My channel is obviously still in development. Oh, sorry about that. Looks like I paused the recording because I am a total noob, as a matter of fact. And what do we have down here? It looks like this SCV is scouting the smoke for some reason. I don't really know why Maka would be doing that. Just taking control. Oh, look, we have Observer Chat from Junior. Very, very interesting. And whoa, down here, it looks like a proxy factory is going to be going down from the Terran player. Weird place for it, but looks like he's obviously planning on lifting that up. I don't know if that's really going to work, as I would kind of expect to have this scouted soon by the Protoss player. So we'll have to see what he's going to be doing with this. But always fun to see stuff like that. Oh, this lonely Marine taking on this probe. That was actually quite a close battle. I don't know what happened there. Maybe I missed. Oh, he's got 2 kills, so there was 2 probes there. That makes a little more sense. Okay, so we have Stalkers coming out, obviously, from this Protoss player. Look at me stating the obvious again already. I'm just getting so much better at this, aren't I? And wow, some lovely pinging from the observers. Just love to see that. Just makes the game so much more exciting. And these Marines retreating all the way back to their base to meet up with this Marauder. I love how Maka is doing this early harassment with these units, keeping the Protoss on his toes. Protoss players can really have some trouble if they haven't been building for a strong army, or at least a somewhat sizable force early in the game, as Terran has been known to do these harassment strategies very early on to much effectiveness, as we can see, with this Marine getting the first 2 probe kills very early. But the Protoss should be safe from that for now with these early Stalkers that are coming out. I believe that one was actually chrono boosted, so Focus trying to play it a little more safe here. And whoa, the factory has landed, as we can, thank you observers, I can tell for myself, but this factory has landed in the smoke for Maka, and I don't know why the Protoss doesn't have a pylon there. There's no reason, really. And these Marines coming in to do some more damage, but these Stalkers are going to be here to back this base up. I don't think Protoss is going to have to retreat here. It doesn't have enough units here. But 2 more Marauders are going to come in, and Marauders very good against Stalkers, especially in small numbers. And I don't think this is a good fight for the Protoss. This is really not cost effective. He should just back up. Oh, he should have backed up much more early. Good choice there to take out that one Marauder, but he's still in danger of losing these 2 Stalkers if he's not careful, and this factory still has not been scouted. A Hellion is going to come out in the back of his base. I really don't know why Focus couldn't have a pylon placed down here instead of right here. There's really no reason for that. He does not have to have 2 pylons powering the cybernetics core. So these probes just can get harassed. These Stalkers are going to be moved to the back of his base. And I could not tell if that Hellion got any kills, but I do not believe he did. But I don't know why he's not going down here to attack this factory. He must not know about, well, it looks like he knows about it now. bringing down the Stalkers to go ahead and get rid of that. So hopefully he will cancel these Hellions. Maka, you're not going... Okay, there he goes. He goes ahead and cancels the Hellions and retreats that factory there. So like I was saying before, there's really no reason why he shouldn't have placed a pylon right there. He could have prevented that from ever happening at all and would have made this factory a complete waste, although he did do a good job of fending off that initial harassment from the Terran player. Now, of course, focus going with the robotics facility for the observers. Always very important to get observers versus a Terran player. You never know when ghosts could be coming or any other kind of... Well, actually not ghosts. What am I talking about? Banshees. You never know when Banshees could be posing a threat. And this Viking just doing some scouting. Lovely. Good to see that. And very heavy on the barracks play here. It looks like he's going to be building some free bunkers here. I say they're free because you can salvage them and get all your money back. But he's going to be expanding rather early. And what I don't like to see from Focus here is going all 3 tech, or is it just 2? He's going 2 tech paths on 1 base, and he's going pretty heavy into it with the Templar archives and a Warp Prism out early. I don't know if this was intended or if he just thinks he's behind right now, but Warp Prism with Templar archives coming up on 1 base seems like he's stretching himself really thin. You really wouldn't expect to see this much investment on only 1 base, especially when he's getting harassed so hard here. He probably lost a good 4 or 5 probes if you count the early Marine harass along with that Viking, which just got a few kills. So I believe Focus must think that he's behind a little bit right now at this point in the game. He's going to go ahead and Chrono Boost out the Psionic Storm. Always important to get that Psionic Storm right away as soon as possible. So Chrono Boosting, good move there. And this command center upgrading about... Oh wow, look at that saturation. He's been producing constant SCVs all game long. Really a staple of a high-level player having good macro games to constantly produce workers so you can do a good Maynard and saturate both bases as soon as the expansion goes down. And you know, this is great. This is just leapfrog bunkers here, isn't it? He's just going to salvage these 2 and just rebuild them right next to his new expansion. Obviously, very strong ability of Terran there. And I don't know what this Warp Prism is really doing out here. It hasn't really accomplished anything so far except to take up 200 minerals, I believe, and some gas. So unless the Protoss makes some use of it soon, it just seems like he's been getting a Warp Prism out for nothing at this point in the game. Just starting his expansion now, that probably could have gone down sooner if he didn't... I wouldn't want to say waste, because he does have this, but if he didn't use it on the Warp Prism earlier, because he's really not making any use out of it so far, and he's going to be falling behind on an economy just because of the lateness of its expansion. So I don't really know if I like that building of the Warp Prism from Focus so far at this point. Although we'll have to see if he's able to make use of it later on in the game. Okay, the Terran player building up his force of Raven Marauder, seems. And Marauder is just good against pretty much anything. There's really no reason not to build them if you're a Terran player. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the income, and yes, as we can see, Terran has almost doubled actually he has doubled the income of Focus, who still does not have this expansion up. And is this Warp Prism doing anything? Okay, now it has 2 high Templars. We'll see what he can do with this. I still think it might be a little too late, though. He probably could get that Warp Prism out a little bit later. And it seems like the Terran's going to go ahead and attack here. I don't know if it's going to be enough to take out this force, though, especially with the high Templars with Storm. I don't know. He's just going to be harassing a little bit and bringing him back. Let's see what this high Templars up here are doing. It looks like he's going to be getting some Psy Storm on the SCV line. Love to see that. I believe he only killed 1. Okay, he got 2 kills there. But another one here. Oh, wow, beautiful. 4 kills there for that high Templar. And Psy Storm does still do a good amount of damage when used to harass with. So he's going to be getting, I believe, a total of 7 SCVs there. He needs to get out of there, though, for this to be worth it. I don't think this was a good move. No, he probably could have just kept running that away. Don't know why he didn't. But, yeah, I don't actually think that was worth it. I think, as I was saying before, he would have done a lot better to just delay getting that Warp Prism out until he could use it with the High Templars, because really, if you guys remember, it was just doing nothing for a good maybe 2 minutes of the game while he was waiting for his High Templars and research to be ready. So I think he probably could have done just well to delay that, and he probably could have gotten this expansion out a lot sooner, which doesn't have a lot of saturation, as you can see. And some of this is due to the Terran's harassment early on, taking out the probes, but I think it's also due to just having this Nexus out so late. He has not been able to keep up with harvester production with the Terran player. And you know, although it does say that he's even with the Terran player, you got to remember that the mules just add on top of these regular harvester counts. So the Terran player is really far ahead, as you can see in economy here. It looks like we have another battle here with Storms going down. Storm's not incredibly effective against Marauders, but he's going to be mixing it with these Zealots to really try to repel this force. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. This point defense drone is down completely at just neutralizing the effectiveness of these Stalkers, but they're going to be able to take it down. Great Storm there on that Marauder ball, but he's going to be coming back for more. He's running out of energy. No, and another great Storm. I really think the Terran just has to back off for now. He's not going to be able to do much with such low health Marauders against these Storms. He's not going to be able to keep up the stims, which you obviously need to combat a Terran player, so he's just going to have to back up. And, I'm going to have to pause just for a second, guys. I'm getting very low frame rate, so hold on. Just give me a second. Okay, just some minor technical issues there. Sorry about that. I'm trying to upgrade my machine, but haven't quite gotten to the point of maximum effectiveness there yet. I actually just went back and reviewed this commentary so far. I'm going to try to stop drawing so many green boxes. That's probably very annoying for you guys, so I'm going to try to go ahead and stop doing that. And apparently 2 + 4 = 7, but never mind. I'm going to go ahead and resume this game. Okay, and the medevacs have just now come into play, really needed from the Terran players so you can keep up the stim. And this mix is just looking very good against the Protoss mix, which is very Stalker heavy, not too effective against Marauders. He's going to really be needing to keep the effectiveness of these Storms up. He's going to have to get some great Storms to repel this army if he decides to attack soon. I really think Maka has the advantage. I mean, he's had, they're even economically right now, but Maka has been ahead economically so far in the game. He hasn't started upgrades yet, but he just has a much more sizable force, I believe. Let me check the army here. Yes, he does. He has about 30 more food, and it looks like he's going to go ahead and decide to attack. He knows about his advantage, and I don't know why Focus decided to build this Archon. He probably would have done just fine to leave the High Templars regenerating their energy. He could have got a few more Storms out there, and this Archon is not going to be able to do much against this ball of Marauders, and Maka is just going to go ahead and attack, back up a little bit, trying to bait those Storms out to make them be completely wasted, and it looks like he's put down a drop in the main base of Focus, taking out the Nexus, it looks like, just stimming these Marauders, and look how fast that Nexus just falls, and now Focus is in the red. He's really going to need to repel this army without losing much if he has any chance of winning this game. Looks like he's just going to want to go ahead and do an all-in base trade here. I don't think it's going to be enough. These Marauders are just free to just decimate his main base, even if he does win this huge battle here, which is going to be iffy. He's going to be so far behind economically and technologically. And look at that Archon just fall right away. Good Storms here, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. He still has a lot of energy left on those Archons, on those High Templars, though. But, okay, this army is just falling. Look at all those low health. Just one more Storm would just be so nice. But he is out of energy, out of High Templars, morphing into an Archon, but I really don't think it's going to be enough. He has no more main base. He's not going to have any production. Look at these probes just doing nothing. And Focus calls the good game. So, sorry about the technical issues there. Like I said, I'm really trying to upgrade my machine. I will hopefully have that done by the next video, so sorry for the low frame rate at points in that game. So if you enjoyed what you saw here, be sure to go ahead and subscribe, as there are many more videos to come. Be sure to leave your suggestions and requests in the comment section so I can do my best to improve these for you guys. Tell your friends, and I will see you guys for the next one. Later.